a finish here at JCB Golf and Country Club. Joaquin Niemann has weathered the storm, holding on to the individual crown, even as Bubba Watson's final surge came roaring to life. And in the team race, Jon Rahm's Legion 13 seized the moment and the trophy from Torquay, with rookie Caleb Surratt delivering a performance beyond his years. Championship Sunday was simply unreal. We're here to break it all down. Welcome to the Club 54 post-round show. I'm your host, Christian Crosby, joined by seven-time European Tour winner Gonzalo Fernandez Castaño and Jerry Fultz. And here is that winning moment for our champion, Joaquin Niemann, securing his 5th individual title here at LIV Golf UK by JCB. Unreal. The standings have now shifted. The lock zone is tightening. The drop zone is looking scarier than ever. And Joaquin Niemann has a big smile on his face. A pretty incredible performance, not only from him today, but all week long. I feel like Joaquin Niemann was simply on another planet this week. I don't know what he ate. I don't know what's going on. He fired his caddy, Gary Matthews, who's been with him since 2020. He also changed his swinging coach, and it seems to be working out for him quite well. Unreal.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Club 54 post-round show. I mean, where do we begin with Joaquin Niemann?
The superlatives, as Don mentioned in his interview with him at the end of the show, the superlatives, we've simply run out. He's playing, you said if you think he's on another planet. How do you think his fellow competitors feel? 5 out of 11 individual titles thus far this year against this type of field. Gonzo, it's just remarkable. I mean, you can't really describe it, how great that is.
It is indeed. I mean, it's not easy to go on the lead and to lead wire to wire as he did. And I'm surprised when he got interviewed at the end of the round and he went, well, I didn't have my best today. I mean, he was 4 under playing the last. I mean, I know he finished with a bogey, but that was an impressive performance, minus 17 on this course, on these windy conditions over 3 rounds. That's some golf to be played.
Well, let's take one last look at that leaderboard as Championship Sunday has come to a close. Joaquin Niemann getting the job done. A 65 his first round, a 63, and then a 68 today. Made some changes and got the job done. Had a 3 under day with a 17 under finish above Bubba Watson, who I can't wait to chat about. He had himself a day as well. And how about young guy Caleb Surratt as well, having a brilliant day here as well. Here's the score worm. Take a look at this. This is where, wow, Joaquin Niemann just rising up that score worm from round 1 to round 2. Let's talk a little bit more about Joaquin Niemann. He leads the league and wins this season. Can we just speak to what's different about him, especially this week? You know, he's made these changes. This was a pressure week for Waco. He may not have always rose to the occasion whenever he was under this much pressure, but coming out of the Open Championship, having a disappointment there, now coming into this week with a completely different team, there's some pressure there, and he delivered.
Well, he had a point to prove. I mean, he's missed the cut on the last 2 majors. He's under he's always under the scrutiny when it comes to majors. But I mean, I think considering all the pressure he had on and all the changes that have been going on, I mean, he said it yesterday. He had everything under control. He was having a great time on the course, which I think is crucial, with his friend and caddy this week, Diego Salinas. And I mean, the way he plays tee to green when the putting is on, as it was this week, it's hard to beat. Yeah,
he came in here vulnerable for that top spot. And a year ago, he was in the exact same spot when Jon Rahm came in and won and took it away from him at the end of the year. And that was hugely disappointing for Joaquin Niemann. He had a point to prove now, and now he's not touchable. Bryson DeChambeau would have to have a first and a second, or excuse me, 2 firsts. He can't beat him with a first and a second, no matter what Waco does. And Rahm, if Rahm gets beat by 3 points in Chicago, it's locked up for Waco. So basically, it's a done deal at this point, unless Rahm just goes on a tear, wins both events, and Waco doesn't contend. But yeah, he started the week with no confidence in his mind, coming off of last week, and with the changes in the coach and the caddy, and he had a point to prove, and he was vulnerable, and he did all of that. The only thing left for Joaquin Niemann is to get over that hump in majors. And once he does, it's going to be like Phil Mickelson, who didn't win his first till the age of 32, at least I believe, if and when he does. And we're always going to talk about that until the next major at the Masters next April. But nothing left for him to prove out here. He knows he can beat these guys. He's comfortable when his game's in the type of shape it is. this week, he is virtually, not completely, but virtually unbeatable against this level of competition. If you're unbeatable out here, you're unbeatable anywhere.
Yeah, watching him play, he just seemed so comfortable out there on the course. You mentioned that word, comfortable. When you watch his game, can we talk about his game? What makes his game so unique, especially on a course like JCB?
Well, he's been hitting the farthest out of the tee. I mean, he's been long, he's straight. He's been hitting a lot of greens. And as I said, I mean, his putting has been kind of on and off during the year.
Yeah.
But this week it's been absolutely fantastic. And when his putting is on, he's one of those guys that, I mean, he's going to have so many birdie looks throughout the round that, I mean, you see, he's been, as I said, 17 under around this course. Let me tell you, on these tricky greens, that's some score.
What makes his swing unique, his game unique? When he swings at a golf ball and he looks up, it's going where he wanted it to go. Not many people can say that. And he does it more times than anybody else out here.
Well put, Jerry. Let's take a look at some of his highlights from Championship Sunday. It is our title winner, Joaquin Niemann.
Yeah, opening statement. Great tee shot. I mean, just absolutely split the fairway, and then 3-4 feet away on this approach, Gonzo.
I don't think he was feeling very nervous at this stage, huh?
No. Then you get to the par 5 30, and a great shot in and two, and it just get released through the edge of the green, standing on inside the hazard, chips it up to a near gimme.
Par 3-9, pin stuck on the right. Just a wedge here for Joaco, and a wonderful shot using the slope.
Then even though Bubba's charge had started at this point with really no reason to have to go at the drivable par 4-12, he does it anyway because of the confidence in that swing, because the golf ball's going where he's looking, and he nearly had a great little shot at a tap-in eagle nonetheless down there in this heart of the green for an easy 2-putt birdie.
Pretty impressive stuff from Joaquin Niemann, our LIV Golf UK title winner, his 5th title of the season.
That was the shot of the day right there, gouging it out of that hay.
No question.
Guys in the fairway couldn't get it that close.
At that time, he was only 2 shots clear. Yeah. I mean, that was, for me, shot of the day. I can't agree more.
And he gets the job done, and it was a sight to see. But there was another man who made it so much more interesting. We got to talk about captain of the Range Goats, Bubba Watson. This man just put on a show, right? He had an 8% chance of winning.
Well, 1% starting the day.
Oh,
8%. 8% when he got 2 back, yeah.
And applied pressure on Joaquin Niemann better than anyone could have, and put on a show for us. I mean, it's just so good to see Bubba back in good form.
He's standing on the, I guess it'd be the 10th tee. He's 8 shots back. He just made birdie at 9 to get it to even par, and he put pressure on Joaco, who didn't falter to get there. It was pretty amazing.
8 under on a stretch of 6 holes. Those 2 drivers off the deck on 10 and 13, that was something else. Jerry, how difficult it is to hit those big-headed drivers, these 40, 60 cubical centimeters. Just put that ball in the air, and that shot he hit on 10, and especially on 13 over the water, that's for me were the best shots we've seen, I mean, probably all day.
And you know, and everybody knows, the center of gravity on those drivers is well below where you can get to from a fairway lie. You just can't, and he manages to control that ball and hit it high enough and soft enough off a downhill lie to stop it on that green. When we were joking on the air that nobody goes at this green with a driver, and he did.
Yeah, he's notorious for chasing from behind, but we always talk about his creativity on the course. I feel like this course specifically kind of rewards him for his play here. Do you guys agree with that?
Yeah, I can't agree more. I mean, I had the fortune to walk with him yesterday, and you can tell, I think the more they tuck the pins in the corner, the more he likes it, because he can shape it, use the slope, use the contours, and he's been doing that all week and giving himself a lot of chances. On top of that, I mean, his putting stroke is as smooth as I've ever seen it. I mean, he switched to that heavier pattern, and I mean, those short putts, because he did leave himself some tricky par saves and some tricky. I mean, even that eagle putt on 10 wasn't easy, and he just rolls them beautifully in.
Yeah, he said yesterday that he was making so many putts. He's not used to making that many putts. He's not used to having to, and he didn't really have to this week at all in hindsight. But he said he made so many, it was kind of embarrassing at times. So that's a nice embarrassment to have. Like Faraday said, oh, he'll get over it.
For those who watch the Club 54 post-round show, they can attest to this, but every member who joined us on the show placed on that podium. I just want to throw that out there. Whoever came on the show had some good luck this week. We're taking a little credit for that, Jerry.
Career best. Yeah. Career best for Bubba, career best for Caleb, career best for Jose Le Ballester, too. That's pretty impressive.
Pretty cool. I just had to throw that out there. Let's take a look at some highlights from Bubba Watson's amazing Championship Sunday. Here we go.
And this is where all started.
Yep.
This shot at 9, very similar to Huaco's, using the slope, and that would lift him like a 6-footer up the hill for birdie. And this was the beginning. This was the shot. This is, I mean, amazing driver of the deck. Started good 40 yards right of the target and caught it, and just roll it through that gap, which is, let me tell you, it's tiny. I mean,
that was impressive. The one at the 13th was crazy compared to that one. But yeah, rolls us down there to next to nothing for an eagle. Okay, so we go birdie, eagle, then we get to the 11th. Not the easiest hole on the course, not the hardest, not the easiest hole location to get next to, and he does.
top in birdie, the ones I like.
4 under through 3, but we're not done yet, Gonzo.
Ooh. That is.
And he laid up there. A lot of guys, you know, going for that green, he laid it up there and just stuck it tight. Well, let's throw another eagle in after that driver from the deck. Yeah. But wait, we're not done yet. We're only 7 under through 5 holes at this point. Let's make it 8 under through 6.
This is great commentary, Jerry. This is great. Bubba Watson with an incredible day. We got to talk about some team chat. Legion 13, our title winners. This is their 4th team win of the year, and they just went back-to-back. Pretty impressive stuff from Legion. Is this the new dynasty? We know 4 Aces did it the first year. Is Legion the new crew? Is this the team?
Well, I tell you what, when you have Terrell Hatton finishing as your worst player for the week, I think 20th position, yeah, you're a pretty good team with that guy with his consistency and his resume finishes as your 4th best player for the week. That's pretty incredible. And, you know, Caleb Surratt, the guy who's young and talented with all the future in the world in front of him, finally comes through and boosts his confidence moving forward. That could be pretty scary because he's a great young talent.
Yeah, we said at the beginning this morning, I mean, they were the favorites. Even though they were 3 shots behind, they were definitely the favorites going out today. As you said, the 4 of them were sitting on the top 14 going into today's round. And then when you've got maybe Surratt, which is the young player who you never know what's going to happen. I mean, most of the time he's good, and today it was even better. I mean, first podium for him, first top 10 even on the league for the American. I mean, it's hard to beat.
Yeah, seeing Caleb play like this, if he continues, that's going to be a tough team to beat, for sure. Suan Heng is live now by the podium stage with some of our winners. Suan, we're tossing it over to you now.
Guys, congratulations on your 4th team win this season. Tom, hang tight. I'm going to start with you, Caleb. Congratulations on your very first podium. I mean, the first time you sprayed champagne, you were underage, you couldn't drink. This was last year when you first joined us. Are you used to this yet?
Yeah, fortunately on the team side we are. We've played well and hope to keep it going. But yeah, I was proud of the week, proud of the finish, and hopefully definitely a good step in the right direction.
You said to me on the post-game show yesterday that you feel like you're in the shadow a little bit and you feel the need to prove yourself, to play really well, and I think you did that today. How proud are you?
I'm very proud. You know, obviously not the greatest, you know, obviously you want to win, but I was pretty proud of the performance, and I was really proud of myself kind of because I knew all night what I was playing for today, and was able to come out here and perform the way I needed to.
Well, I know your captain, John, is very proud of you. Tom, congratulations as well. Now, John said to me in his post-round interview that the best move he did was to get you on the team this year. What comes to mind when you hear that?
Yeah, wow, yeah, that sounds amazing, you know, to have someone of John's caliber saying that, and to come and join the team and help the team out, and have the success that we have this year has been pretty cool.
With 2 more individual events left to be played, how would you rate your season so far?
Yeah, I'd say it's been pretty good. I started off nicely and a little bit shaky in the middle, and then the last 3 events have been very solid. So I'd give it a pretty good rating. Hopefully 2 more good weeks and it can be a good year.
Well, talk about Caleb's champagne spraying skills. Has it gotten better yet?
Yeah, it was good. We had a nice plan to get Caleb nice and sprayed with champagne there, so it was nice. You know, Caleb played amazing this week. You know, the finish on the podium around this golf course as well, and the guys that were up there and go out and shoot 6 under today, I think, was really cool. So he deserved a nice spray.
Well, congratulations, guys. Go and enjoy yourselves and have a sip of champagne.
Yeah, sure. I don't need to. It's already in my system from my pores all over my body.
So many incredible moments here from Championship Sunday, and there are your back-to-back champs. It's Legion 13, their 4th title win of the season. These are the big dogs. All right, now let's talk about some of the amazing moments from today. Some top shots from Championship Sunday, starting with the captain of Legion 13, John Rahm. Here's John Rahm with the heat seeker for birdie at 6. And just like that, baby, makes it. John Rahm doing John Rahm things.
Second chip in 3 holes already. Had 1 putt through 3 holes.
And here's Jason Kokrak. Big eagle putt from Jason at 12. That makes it look easy. Here's our boy Bubba Watson, captain of the Range Ghosts. Takes aim from the 4th fairway.
One of the hardest greens out there, and beautiful shot from the rough here from Bubba.
Takes it close. Here's Carlos Ortiz putting on for Torque AGC on 11. Look at this one. Woo! Look at that. You like that woo right there,
Yeah,
Jerry?
I was going to say, who writes this copy for you? I love it.
2 inches right there. Nah, I put that in there myself. There's Adrian Morang.
This is a great shot right here for Morang.
Pumps it onto the green for a big birdie at 10. Walks off like it's nothing. Here's Dean Burmester. Stinger GC.
Yeah, I'm going to read your copy. From a mile at 13. Gets it there.
Gets it
for
there. Thanks, Jerry. Whole lot of incredible stuff went down here at Championship Sunday. All right, it's time to toss it now to Rachel Drummond. She's live on the 13 to recreate some incredible shots today from Bubba Watson. Rachel, to you.
I have to say, you've got to be so kind to me, guys, because I've got down here and it is just, it's going to be a tough one, but we've got to say congratulations to Niemann first off. But let's talk about Bubba. A lot of the crew were with him and they said it was just the most spectacular thing to witness. So I am here on 13 and I'm about to replicate the driver off the deck shot, and I'm laughing because I know Jerry is going to throw me under the bus.
No,
here,
I'm
so
laughing
that's
too.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I'm ready for this, I'm ready. Okay, so I'm in the exact spot, and Jerry mentioned it earlier, it's actually on a downslope. And one of the things when you have a driver with reduced loft is you want it to be on an upslope, and I tried to be on the upslope, but the camera guys were like, Rachel, it was here. So we're on the downslope as well. Now let's have a little look at the highlights from today. I want to see them again. So we'll start off on 10, where he hit his first driver off the deck. And when you hit a driver off the deck, you can expect it to fade. So he faded it round that tree. It landed softly. And as we mentioned, it is just absolutely immaculate that he could get so much loft onto the golf ball. And I'm going to go through that technically in a minute about how he did that. But to be able to hit it that close with a driver off the deck, round the tree, was just spectacular. And this is where I am, number 13. And there is a lot of wind, you can't see it on the coverage, there's a lot of wind that he's having to navigate. And one of the things when you have driver off the deck is you're always told to make sure you're not hitting over anything, so you can run it onto the green, but that's not possible. And then let's look at this technical breakdown. So some of the amazing things he does in his swing, he doesn't set up conventionally, but the one thing that is conventional is how good the club face is throughout the golf ball. And he's got so much control throughout the golf swing, and he controls his low point, which is one of the main things you need to do when you hit driver off the deck. So I've got the course guide. I'm by the red dot, which is 261, and then the pin is around 20 on. And as you can see when you look at this beautiful hole, there is a lot of water to contend with. So I'm going to first off chuck down my course guide and I'm going to talk about how technically you need to set up to hit this golf shot. So first up, what I would get you to do, if we get Geordie right in front of me so I can show you the ball position. So number one, you want it to be almost like a 3-wood. So you want to move it slightly back in your stance. And like I said earlier, you need to control your low point. So you need to almost turn around your center. And then a lot of time I see people going wrong is they try and drive into the shot. And that steepness will make it go to the right. And sometimes that's needed, but you also need to control the strike and make sure it is actually quite shallow. So you're going to stay really centered. And then you're almost, if you're a right-hand golfer, going to feel like your right arm is almost extending to the golf ball, and that's going to help you get the strike. Should I give it a go?
Only if you don't have to return the golf balls.
Funny story, actually, Jerry. Someone took all my golf balls out my bag, so kindly Holly, the assistant, went and got some, and the first thing they said was, we need all these balls back, and I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to go to the pro shop. Okay, so the ball is slightly back in the stance. I'm going to have to go slightly left because there's no way I can carry it like Bubba. So ball slightly back in the stance. Again, you're going to control that center. So it's actually really good to practice in the bunker because you're going to see where the club's bottoming out. So nice swing to the top, and you're going to feel like your right arm is extending to control that impact. Right, let's give this a go. Right, no, that wasn't good. Let's go again. Have you guys got trace on this?
We didn't need it.
You're doing great, Rachel.
Rachel, I think you should try left-handed, same as Bubba. Maybe that's a secret.
Yeah, let's make it really difficult. Okay, one more. Okay, so ball slightly back in the stance. Remember, you're going to control that low point, and you're going to feel like that right arm is extending down to the golf ball.
That's pretty good.
I can't get any higher than that off or down.
That was pretty good.
I'm going to get the skimming competition. That's what I'm going to get out here. The main thing with this shot is extremely difficult, and if you can get any launch on it, make sure you're shallowing that right arm. But what Bubba did there was absolutely impeccable. Congratulations, Niemann, and Bubba, you are some boy.
Yeah, and you're pretty brave.
Absolutely. I mean, that's exactly what would have happened to 99% of the people who try that shot. But only you have to be a bit crazy and a bit of a genius as well. I mean, you have to be a bit of a genius just to try it on under all that pressure. And it just
most geniuses are. Absolutely, yeah. No, that was very brave of her. And the technique is spot on. The better technique is don't try it.
Yeah. Don't try this at home.
Hit it out to the left and take your 3-wood and make birdie a different way.
You did a great job, Rachel. And honorable mention, you know who else did a great job? The fans this week. The UK fans did not disappoint. They brought the energy all week from the first tee to the party hole. How would you guys describe the energy of the crowd here at JCB?
I think it's a 10 out of 10 to me. It absolutely it impressed even more than a year ago. I love it here. I love the Midlands part of this country. It's gorgeous. We got the sun out now. The fans, they're supportive. They're knowledge. They had a great time. They showed up in huge numbers. I don't even know where they came from around here. There's not that many people within an hour of here. It's amazing.
It was a lot of fun. I was lucky enough to be inside the ropes, following all the groups, and the atmosphere was great. And it's not only there was a lot of people, it's how knowledgeable they are here in the UK. I mean, playing always in the UK and Ireland, I mean, all these places is just so much fun for the players because they understand the game, they love the game, and it's for a professional golfer as myself, there's no better place to play golf than here in the UK.
And they're so cool. I only heard mashed potatoes screamed one time all week long.
Which is pretty impressive. Yeah. They also went crazy for that eagle from Lee Westwood. I think that was one of the biggest cheers I've heard all week. But we did have a big announcement. LIV Golf South Africa, March 2026. That's going to be exciting. And one thing I keep hearing is that the fans there are going to be one of the wildest crowds we've ever seen, even maybe wilder than Adelaide. Now, I don't know if we're pushing that or if that's true or what to expect. What are your thoughts?
In one day, they sold 10,000 early bird 3-day special tickets. In one day, 10,000. So, yeah, I think it's going to be pretty nuts.
Well, let's actually take a look at the presser from that special announcement. Good stuff to come. Let's take a look.
We're here to announce that LIV Golf has made a multi-year commitment on behalf of the Premier and the Minister to go to South Africa.
LIV Golf has taken a step that I think is worth emulating for all the major sporting bodies around the world.
It's unbelievable to make this happen. I can't wait to see the faces of 10, 11, 12-year-olds watching golf in South Africa, seeing their heroes play, Phil, Bryson, Brooks, all these guys. It's going to be a massive thing for our country and to grow the game.
We're going to take this great product and even make it greater with our dancing, with our drums, with our music. You know we're going to have more people than Australia there. And in Australia, my minister, my counterpart, the fight is on, the challenge is on. Thank you very much.
It's really big for LIV Golf League, for the sport of golf, and of course for Stinger GC. It's going to be very exciting. LIV Golf South Africa. Man, I can't wait.
I can't either. No, I've never been to South Africa. I have a lot of friends who are from South Africa. There's not a single one I don't like, and I don't want to be around after the golf is over. So you know that the fans down there are going to be the type of people that that appeal to me.
Yeah, I mean, golf in South Africa is great golf courses. Some of the best players in the world came out from South Africa, so I think the atmosphere is going to be amazing. I mean, Adelaide-esque.
I think Stinger GC is really happy about it too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They were inspired today. They played great golf today as well.
And here's a post from the team. I don't know if you guys have enjoyed this post, but man, this is the energy we're looking for every single tournament. More than 10,000 early bird 3-day passes are gone. Looking forward to it. There are just 2 LIV Golf League events left before the team championship, which means increasing pressure for players not amongst the top 48 in the season-long standings.
Knowing there's a relegation zone, it can weigh on your mind for sure. I think at this point of the season, this definitely adds an extra dimension of pressure.
Brendan Steele, a man in need of points.
Coming down the stretch on Sundays, if you're kind of hanging in that, 20 to 35th zone, you're really focused on who's going to get points, and you maybe get 1 point. That can be a good week. You've helped the team, but you haven't really moved up the standings.
Every week so far this year, the first round hasn't been great, and then it's like a battle to get back to kind of in the top 20s or something like that.
Brandon Grace fighting for his career within LIV Golf League.
And I just kind of reminded myself, you just really need one good week. That's all it takes, is that one good, solid week of good golf, and it would take care of everything else.
Barring a late catastrophe, Brandon Grace can sleep easy knowing he's going to avoid relegation.
As individuals, we haven't had the best of season, and there's a lot of improvements that can be made, and hopefully will be made here this week with the help of home ground.
Andy Ogletree, he would just love to kickstart a disappointing season so far.
Individually, it's definitely stressful. I'm in the relegation category right now, so I need some points going forward. And I'm not going to lie to you and say that I don't think about that, but I'm trying to just control the things that I can control, and I think the results will speak for themselves.
Several players are fighting to save their season. This is the time of year where things get real serious, and we're here to discuss it. Stay with us. It's Club 54 post-round show. And joining us to discuss all of it is our LIV Golf journalist, Matt Vincenzi. Thank you so much for joining us once again. You are a great friend to the show. How you feeling, buddy?
I'm great. Thanks for having me. It was an incredible week out here.
Well, what I would love to do, and Matt, you can do this, Jerry, you can do this as well, for any fans that are viewing that don't understand the lock zone, the open zone, and the drop zone and how it works, can we first describe to the fans how that all works?
Top 24 players on the points list at the end of Indianapolis are guaranteed a spot within LIV Golf League. Not guaranteed the team they're on, that could all change, but they're guaranteed a spot. 25 through 48, they cannot be relegated. So they are, most of them are free agents. Almost all of them belong to teams right now. Whether that team has them back or not, that remains to be seen. But they're not getting relegated. The scary part is the relegation. We saw Matt Jones climb out of it and Brandon Grace climb out of it within the last 2 weeks. Those were huge moves for those two guys, Matt.
Absolutely. And my favorite story in the relegation storyline is Junichiro Kazuma, who he missed the first 5 events of the season, and he chose to bet on himself because he knew he could perform. Yeah. He ranks first in the league in strokes gained approach, first in strokes gained around the green, and he climbed all the way up to the top 30. And I think he showed the Ironheads that he's going to be a cornerstone piece for their team.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you. And teammate Yuban Zhang, his first year out here, he could be one and done if he doesn't get it done in the next 2 weeks.
How about Ian Poulter? I feel like he's feeling a lot of pressure. Where does he go from here following this week? He hasn't had a top 10 this season. I'm just curious your thoughts, Gonzo. If you're looking here, I know we're talking about Genichiro. Here's some of his stats right here.
Yeah, this is exactly what
too, but
Matt was talking about right here. It's incredible the golf he has played in a short amount of time. After a season a year ago, until the team championship, Vincenzi, that he wasn't showing us a whole lot at all.
Yeah, and if he wants to take that next step to be a really strong player in 2026, he has to straighten it out off the tee. Because he's not the longest hitter in the world, he's not the straightest hitter in the world, which isn't a great combination when you're trying to win events and beat Bryson DeChambeau and John Rahm out here.
But he's been very impressive, like you said.
That's for sure. And just getting back to Ian Poulter, you know, with where he's currently at, being the captain of the Majestics team, what are your thoughts? Where does he go from here?
Well, the pressure's on. The pressure's on for Ian, and I think it's a good thing. Pressure can get the best out of players, and he still has 2 more individual events to get it done. The problem this year is he's always been relatively short off the tee, but he's been a great iron player, and he's also been a great putter. This year, he ranks 40th or worse in both of those statistics, and that's the big difference for Poulter.
Yeah, and the course, and I know the course in Indianapolis is going to suit him, but that will be all the pressure in the world if he doesn't score points in Chicago. But where does he go? He goes to work.
But I have to say with Ian, I mean, he's in a kind of pressure I don't think he's ever been to.
Never.
Let's say, I mean, you talk about winning tournaments pressure, there's Ryder Cup pressure, but then there's keeping your card pressure, which it's for me that's the worst, because you know you are not playing well. When you're there to win a tournament, you know your game is in good shape. If you don't finish the job, you might finish second or third. But I mean, when you are playing for your livelihood, that's a totally different story.
There was a time a few years back where he looked like he was losing his card on the PGA Tour, and then Kimberly Gay, Brian Gay's wife, had discovered a discrepancy in the way that they track the top exempt guys on the PGA Tour, and he was granted the exemption for the following year and made the most of it for many years. So he's been in the position before, but he's never been in the position of essentially completely losing his job, because even back then he would have had somewhere to play.
How about Mito Pereira, Matt? What do you think about him? What's been his biggest struggle this year? He started this week, I believe, 51st in the standings.
Well, I spoke about Ian Poulter being outside of the top 40 in those 2 big categories. Unfortunately for Mito, he's outside of the top 40 in every important statistical category. So he really hasn't done anything incredibly well technically this season. Today, he dropped 2 more spots in the standings. So, I mean, the pressure's got to be on for Mito.
Yeah, I think he needs top 14 finish maybe in
14,
one,
yeah.
top 14 finish in one of the next 2 events. It's only 6 rounds to go, so I mean, and it's not that you could have a lot of time between events. So just have 1 week to try to get your game together, especially your head together. I know he's got the support of the captain, Joaco, and the rest of the team. They want him back on the team next year, but he's going to need to do something really special.
It was just, what, 3 years ago that he came within 1 bad club selection of winning the PGA Championship at Southern Hills. The guy can do it. Every golfer who plays this game is a eternal optimist, almost like a real estate salesperson. They think that next big deal is around the corner. He has to believe that.
I'm still like that.
He has to believe that with 2 weeks to go, because he has to strike lightning in a bottle. And like Matt said, his stats are terrible for the entire season.
Yeah.
The great thing about the whole relegation process, it just takes 1 great week.
Right.
1 great week. So if he can conjure up 1 great week in the next 2, he has a job.
One great golfer I would love for us to talk about before we go, G-Mac. Do we think G-Mac can get himself in that lock zone?
He can. He can. Both the courses he has to do it on aren't exactly the ones that fit his style of game. You know, we have in Chicago, Bolingbrook we didn't know of it beforehand because there's so many legendary courses in the area. We went there and the players loved it, but it's a big boys ballpark. And then you play a Pete Dye. Pete Dye's last design at Chatham Hills in Indianapolis, it's not going to play short. So he can get it done. He's got it done at some incredible places throughout his career. I don't know if he needs to get in the lock zone, though, because I think he has proven to Captain Brooks Koepka that he is certainly a guy you can bet on long-term for the health of your team.
We saw in Virginia how good he can play when he has it going, and he was in the top 5 for both 36 holes and 18 holes. So I think G-Mac, it just takes 1 good start, and I think he can do that. And like you said, Brooks loves him. He's great for the team, and, you know, eventually he is a really good future ahead of him in broadcasting. If you
Stop
start
it.
Matthew.
I want my job a couple more years.
Yeah, what are you doing here, Matt? No, Matt, I want to thank you so much for joining us here on the show. We hope to see you more,
Thank
my
you.
friend.
Love it.
Any last words before you get out of here?
No, I mean, I thought this was an incredible week. And one thing that I love about the South Africa announcement is that we can establish rivalries on this tour. When you're going to these home stops now we have 4 or 5 teams that have home events. That's how you build rivalries, and that's how you build the lead. So I'm really excited about going to South Africa next year.
And Christian, whenever you want to deepen your knowledge of the guys out here and everything that has to do with the performance, talk to him. He's a wealth of knowledge.
Thank you.
We'll talk offline, my friend.
All right.
Thanks for
you.
joining us.
Thanks, guys.
All right, this just in. We're going to toss it over to Legion 13 and the captain, John Rahm, in their presser. Take a listen.
I'll say I'm proud of everybody on the team, no matter how we perform. But it's been a really good week. Obviously, being led by Caleb, getting his first top 10 and finishing third is a big deal. It's a big week, and hoping this can be the boost he needed to get to a level that we all know he can get to. Not that he isn't already there. It's just a matter of proving it to himself, right? He's definitely good enough. Tom, doing Tom things, just steady. Yeah, it's just even. It's like you don't even know he's there, and all of a sudden, boom, there's Tom. Right? He's just a great player in general. And for somebody that Tiro didn't have a great week, but one thing you can never, ever doubt is his fight, and knowing that he's always going to try to give it all to the end, no matter how things are going, right? So proud of the team, obviously, and looking forward to hopefully keep playing this good for the last few weeks, right? Give it a real good go at the end of the year.
Tom, another comeback win this week here in the UK, following your win last time in Andalusia. What's the team's confidence heading into the final 3 events of the season now?
Yeah, I'd say the team's looking good. 2 wins in a row now, and I think we're all sort of starting to play some nice golf and all very sort of consistent together, which I think makes for a very good sort of score come the end of the week. So I think if we can all keep building on that for the last 2, I think we'll be looking good.
A 35 under finish for Legion 13 got the job done to secure their fourth title of the season. Pretty incredible stuff from Legion. It's going to be really exciting to see what they do in Chicago. Now, before we get out of here for the day, I always like to ask you guys, what are your final thoughts as we conclude Championship Sunday? What are we thinking?
Well, I think we've witnessed a very special week, a 5th victory of the season for Joaquin Niemann. I mean, he's pretty much got the job done for the individual title, but let me tell you, I know my fellow Spaniard, John, and he doesn't like to finish second, so I'm expecting a good finish of the season for him as well.
When all is said and done in Waco's career, I look forward to the history books looking back on what he has done in LIV Golf, propelling him, as John Rahm gives us a wave, propelling him to what I think he's going to accomplish in his career for the next 20 years.
Well, before we get out of here, we'd like to thank someone very special. Jerry, all yours.
Yeah, Eric Thomas is retiring officially as of today. He has been a tech manager making his living with NEP for so very many years. The last 25 of which in and around live golf broadcasting. Basically, he's in charge of the entire crew of between 80 and 300 people who do the most incredible work in the world to bring these pictures of the hardest sport in the world to cover on television to you. He is a boss that always has your back. He expects a lot from you, but he always had your back. I've been a personal friend of his for 25 years, and I'm going to tear up, say goodbye to him.
Wow. Congratulations to Eric Thomas, and thank you for all that you've done for us. We truly, truly appreciate it. And for those who are watching, thank you so much for joining us. That concludes the Club 54 post-round show. Joaquin Niemann, our individual title winner, his 5th this year. Bubba Watson having an incredible day, and Caleb Surratt as well. The future is looking bright. And last look at the team leaderboard, that's Legion 13 as our team title winners. Thank you guys for joining us in the Club 54 post-round show. Peace.